Welcome back to the kitchen. You are here with Team M.A.D, Rational in the building. Joining you once again, it's me, Twitch for Life, MrBroadcast, art behind the camera, and back again for the second appearance on the show, the Mighty Quinn.
Yo. What's up, fellas?
What's good, man? What's good?
All right.
It's good having you back on the show.
Oh, man, appreciate it. I'm glad to be back here.
Yeah, brother. So today, what we're going to talk about, we're going to do a little something different. Talk about something that's a little less than normal, right? And then we're going to have a little Cyrus audio on the show with his new track, Unread. So, man. So a couple weeks ago, right, the orange man himself was stood behind a podium and said the most awesome thing he's ever said in his entire presidency.
Really?
Yes. He announced Space Force. Space Force.
For some reason, when I hear that, I think of Spaceballs. That's what comes to mind when I first heard him say it.
Battlestar Galactica.
I'm not too far off. I think of the greatest Japanese anime ever when I hear it. Like, it's Space Force. You know what I'm saying? Like, my homeboy put up a meme of like, you remember Transor Z back in the day? It said Space Force on it.
Space Force.
It was hilarious. All I know is that when it comes time to join, I'm gonna be the first one in line.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. Space Force? Come on. Think about it. Your whole life, if you're an anime watcher, your whole life you've been waiting to join something that sounded that anime-ish in real life.
Is your call sign going to be Luke Starkiller?
Well, I mean, I was thinking, like I would, create a new little group, little squad, Space Force Delta.
Do you think you have what it takes to be a part of Space Force?
Do you think he has what it takes to be a part of this country?
Anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
Hey.
I feel like
Space Force or anything
feel
is
like-
possible.
Yes.
I see you running around
Yes.
Starship Trooper
Trying to
Trooper
earn
style.
my citizenship. That's right.
Doing your part too?
Doing my part.
doing your part.
See, I don't know. I was thinking more of a Halo vibe. Like,
That'd be
I mean,
dope.
Master Chief,
That'd be dope.
bodysuits.
That's kind of the closest thing on screen we've had to Halo outside of like the Halo CGI movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be that corny, too. Just like
Starship Troopers, it really is Halo. Without
It really
a main.
is.
Yeah.
It's Halo like a decade before Halo.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. It really is.
Yeah.
It's Master Chief.
Which is why Space Force is still corny, because it's 10 years ahead of its time.
Ooh.
Thought. See,
Ooh.
you have to look at it that way. He's talking
But
about
they've
it.
been throwing Space Force in our face.
Right.
See?
But he's talking about it now.
Yeah.
But when we hit 2024 and they're doing asteroid diversionary tactics, then everyone's going, oh, look, they're moving asteroids. Then in 2034, it was like, oh, guess what? We're going past the moon and setting up new orbital space stations. Then we're like, oh, look at this. Look what's really happening. And then we're going to think back 20 years back to now. We're going,
Yeah.
back then we thought it was a joke.
Right.
2044, we're hitting Mars.
That's right.
I just can't take it serious. Not yet, at least. Because I still feel like there's NASA. We got NASA.
So, on a serious note, I think there's pros and cons, right? I think one of the pros is to have it announced by a sitting president and put into plan, puts more money behind space exploration in general.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about that one time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at it. It's goofy.
It's really
like
goofy.
it's super goofy. However, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. The only con to it is, in my opinion, is the fact that it's militarized. It's a militarized idea. and it's like, who we fighting in space?
Yeah, he said,
You know what I mean? Like,
he said, we need more force in space.
yeah, like he said, it's total space dominance. I believe those were the exact words, was total space dominance. And I'm like, who else
Who is out there?
out there that we know
Aliens.
about? That we know about. He might know something we don't know. You know what I'm saying? He does have all the secrets.
True.
Clearly the Russians.
It's Putin.
See, here's
Need some toilet paper
here's
because you're Putin.
here's so done with you. Here's why it's not taken seriously right now, because we're so Earth reliant right now. Until we step out into space and create that new settlement and that new groundwork to say, okay, we can be self-sustaining in space.
Yeah.
Then until that happens, we can't become Earth independent. It's just like if you're settling a new area in land on Earth, right?
Right. You have to
Until-
figure out what the resources
Right.
are there,
Yeah.
so that you can live off of that.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and again, because it's so, talking space, but it's so groundbreaking or space breaking,
Yeah.
if you will, that it's not a reality to us right now. Just like when explorers decided to explore the Earth, it wasn't a reality. You know, and we won't go that far. We're gonna stay on space, but it's the whole Earth is round, Earth is flat scenario.
Well-
Until we went there, it wasn't a proven thing. Until that first person hit that next, set of land, it's not something. It's not tangible. It's not physical. You can't quantify it because we can't believe it because we can't see it. And that's part of the human nature and the human deficiency of understanding as a people. A person all day can say, okay, you know what? This makes sense. I can have an intelligent conversation with a person and come to some level, unless they are not willing to allow themselves to think bigger than themselves. If they're so stuck on ego. But the minute we let ego go and really say, okay, I can see how this is possible due to previous human history over time, then it can happen. Whereas a people, a masses, if we're behind an idea, we go with the flow. So for us right now, this is, as a mass, it's not a tangible thing because all we see was is in front of us.
Right.
Yeah,
And what we know.
Right, because we have Teslas just shooting rockets all day. Oh, okay, that's cool. He put a Corvette and thing, right? But the minute someone goes, oh, he hit Mars, everybody's like, what? Right? What? Wait, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like all this stuff. Think about it right now. All the things that people don't pay attention to that we can do right now. Like, yeah, we haven't got to flying cars right now, and we're still working on truly, completely self-reliantly driving cars. But think about all the safety features that are on vehicles now. Right now, that you have 360 degrees of safety, of blind spot alerts, blind spot stuff.
Yeah.
A pedestrian stops. I'm going 5 to 40 miles an hour. My car is going to help me stop because it recognizes a pedestrian in the front or behind me. Things that people don't think about. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the car for it, but you don't really realize what this car is doing in 2018 that it didn't do in
most
2004. The phones we have now, the ability to talk to somebody on the other side of the world in your hand
Through a video.
That's Star Trek. That's Star Trek.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, people think about that. That's Star Trek. Like, people don't realize all the stuff we're doing right now.
Right.
Skype on your phone. That's Star Trek.
Yeah.
So until we step out of that comfort of, because it's not tangible and I can't hold it, it's not settled in our brains to believe it.
You know what else is Star Trek? That's actually pretty cool. While you were saying that, I thought about it. So like, of course, Google has their phone, their Google Pixel phone. They also have their headphones, the Google Pixel Buds, which will translate another language into your ears while somebody's speaking it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like that's the onset, like the Star Trek universal translator. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you were saying in Star Trek, and I was like, oh snap. You know what I mean? He's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have that. But that's the benefit, I think, to that idea. You know what I mean? As goofy as it might sound, the benefit to that idea is forward motion, purposeful forward motion, right? Because I think that's why we've stayed stagnant for so long. You know what I mean? We've been kind of stagnant in technology now, outside of the advancement of computers and smartphones. But like we haven't moved forward or have any type of revolution. I think we're gonna see a technological revolution with something like that, where it changes the way that we conduct normal life, on a grand scale. You know what I mean? If the money is put towards that research.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you think about the things that when we put the money into NASA, think about the things that happened and the things that changed, right? Like a huge one, I know it's going to sound silly, Velcro.
Yeah.
We use Velcro for everything, right? Velcro is holding up the cables on the headphones right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I remember correctly, I think pins or was it pencils or was it lead pencils that came from that?
I'm not sure on that one.
I
You're talking about ballpoint pens?
Yeah.
The ink that had to be pressurized ink?
I think it was how do we get things to write on?
Yeah.
Write on stuff in space, and they were like, we just use a pencil. I think that was the solution. It wasn't an invention, but like NASA holds a bunch of patents for a whole lot of things. Like the dried food and the fruit and stuff like that. Like I think it goes into like baby food, if I remember correctly. Like that. Yeah, check that out. We need some artifacts.
I don't know. This thing says NASA spent millions to develop a pen that would write in space, whereas the Soviets used a pencil.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
that's what it
wasted
was.
money.
Because we're talking about NASA, I just want to throw this out.
Yeah.
So, Katherine Johnson. I want to make sure I remember which young lady it was. Bless her heart. Katherine Johnson, who was one of the lady mathematicians from NASA in the movie Hidden Figures. Mm-hmm. Barbie is doing a special NASA Katherine Johnson doll based on her character.
Oh, that's cool, man.
You made me think about that with the NASA thing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So go get y'all some Barbies.
I got a daughter. I get her some.
It was about 20 years ago. We didn't know any other planets existed beyond our solar system. I think this, if it follows through, will be a new foray into something that we're.
So you're saying
we've
discovering
only had,
something else.
Yeah, something it's only existed in movies and video games and books.
You think
I believe it's already here.
See the first domesticated space shuttle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you for a loop real quick. As much as we're getting ready to do over the next 30 years and going into space, our biggest push to the new set of technology it's gonna come from Earth. I'm predicting it. While we put everything that we're doing to be able to go to space, they're gonna use part of that technology to go deep sea discovering. They will find a new element. They will find new animals, a new species of whatever you will, and stuff like that. And that will revolutionize the next set of humanity. I promise you.
You say the next 30?
I said in the next 30 years.
Okay.
While we're building to go further into space, that same technology that's being used to go to space will be used to do deep sea discovery.
Now you're talking.
And in that time, there will be new elements and new species discovered that will enhance our ability to go to space.
But we've already seen that unfold, though.
No. What I'm saying, no. This is going to be another level.
I saw Pacific Rim.
There may be something to that, because
I was thinking that too.
where we're at right now as far as technology goes, we're trying to make things smaller, and that's where we've hit kind of a roadblock in that we can't physically make anything smaller with man-made materials. However, scientists are looking into using biomechanics, basically germs and like micronisms.
Microorganisms.
To build the structures small enough to like run electricity through and make smaller like chips and things of that nature. That's where
I
all
saw
that
Stargate SG-1 and I know what the replicators can do.
I'm gonna mess up your mind again with this. Speaking on organisms, and this is why I say this is gonna happen this way, because using that theory, right? As small as you can go, microorganisms, bacteria, diseases, whatever you want. Gonorrhea. Yeah, I know. Gonorrhea has the ability to push and pull at 100,000 times its capable strength of anything. So you know how we talk about an ant is 100 times stronger than itself, right? At 100,000 times, this microorganism can push and pull.
What?
Yes, 100,000 times.
That's the next DC superhero, gonorrhea.
100,000 times. So
Gonorrhea
just,
man.
what I'm saying is, when we talk about something that's everyday, but I'm talking about just to think about what's out there that we don't realize.
I just don't
down
know.
in
Yeah.
the deep blue sea. The animals that are, what is it, 30,000 leagues under the sea, that are surviving in the dark, that just
At
glow.
that pressure.
Right.
I feel
That's
like the
where it's
meaning
gonna
of
come
life is in the sea. It's one place that we can't get to.
Well, that's my point of saying that's what's going to propel us further in the space than we can go, because of the ability to reach those depths will allow us to figure out how to be able to travel that far and deal with those pressurized situations.
They already have a company that's drilling a hole through the Earth's mantle right now.
Yeah,
it's like a
that's
like
how
a
we're
hole the
gonna
size
die.
of this table.
I mean,
And they
Just destroy Earth, why don't you?
no,
Pacific Rim.
I think
all
that
over
huh?
there. in the core.
They're doing it through like the deepest part of the ocean too.
They're gonna kill
So
us.
they don't have to go through that much.
They are gonna kill
Just
us.
like the movie The Core. It's gonna happen.
Like why? Why would you want to drill to the core?
Because
I feel like it's gonna hurt something.
because no one has done it
It's
yet.
curiosity.
Yeah.
Remember,
Right.
one
right.
person. We can have a civilized, understanding conversation with one
But
person.
you put too many scientists in a room.
Oh
Exactly.
man.
See, you need
They gonna end us
scientists.
all.
They have to prove
matched
whose
up.
ruler's bigger.
You need scientists matched up with millennials to ask the question, why, bro?
So in other words,
But why not? So here's something to think about. Theoretically, life on Earth came from organisms being made from nuclear mutated matter deep in the seas, and evolved up the food chain until they made land, and then they made animals, and then they made the dinosaurs, and then they made us.
So you tell me I swim down far enough and I'm gonna find Arthur Curry?
Might be, but what scientists are believing now, there's something called an astrobiologist, and it's a completely theoretical area of science. However, they're looking at the potential for life to be on other planets based on what we know about energy and the elements of the atmospheres of planets. Like, if oxygen exists within the atmosphere of a planet, there has to be something making it, which tells you that there's some kind of plant life out there. One thing that they're finding is that one of Jupiter's moons is completely covered in ice.
Yep.
And there is nuclear activity happening below the ice, which can tell you that there's the possibility of there being, the precursors to everything that exists here on Earth out there.
Okay.
correct.
So a little bit of all the
We've
stuff
been
that's on
watching that.
Earth scattered
We've been
out
watching
there.
that movie for a long time. Yep. But I mean, the things that could happen on that moon, we're hundreds of millions of years away from it. Like going poof, becoming.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not saying that the process isn't happening.
And our involvement in that could expedite that process many times faster.
The Space Force terraformers.
I mean, you ever play that game Spore?
Mm-mm.
where you start off as a single-cell organism and you grow and you become a little creature and then you become a civilization.
I've
and
been
you
wanting
over
to play that.
The game's dope.
Yeah.
That's
Have you
that
seen
idea.
the show's Terraformers stuff?
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
Is that with the anime?
Yes. Got the books too. Why yes I do. Why yes I do.
Need to check that out.
Yes you do.
Yeah.
That's your homework for the night.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out.
So like, while we're saying all of this stuff that makes a lot of sense, for a moment, let's step back and think about what really was going through his mind when he said that. You think do you think all those neurons fired like that, or do you think it was just like, I gotta say something real epic right now?
Talking about Orange Man?
Yeah.
I think it was. You need to say something real epic because he built it up. You know what the problem is too? I think it's just the person who introduced Space Force ruined it for me.
It's ego.
It's just the way he came out with it.
It's his ego.
Just wasn't right.
Yeah, he compared it to Air Force. He's like, the Air Force, Space Force. Yeah, but we don't have Water Force or Land Force.
You're right though.
Like,
We've got the Navy and the Army. But
right, but we don't call them Water Force or
You're right,
Land
though.
Force.
It's like the Air Force flies, so does space. So space.
I was like, come on, bro. Right.
No.
Hey.
It's the ego, man. I had a conversation about this earlier. It's his ego and the way he presents his ideas, even if they are on intent of being good ideas. It's because it's the way he goes about speaking on these things. He does not have a very formed and eloquent way of presenting his ideas, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah,
So
half
that
the battle is presentation.
It automatically puts people on the defensive before he even speaks.
And
The
that's
way
how I'm
he
feeling.
looks in the moment. It's like when somebody tells you, even when you're on the phone, smile. So you bring the intent. It's the intent in how you talk.
Right.
By smiling on the phone, you have a more delightful presentation. There is no true presentation in what he's saying. It's just all ego. So it puts people automatically on the defensive who are even rooting for him.
Right. Right.
That's what it boils down to.
Right. And it's like, you know, any person that has, you know, 2 brain cells can know, like, not everything that's come from this has been bad, right? However, every time he talks freely, he makes us look really, really bad.
Very bad.
You know, and I'm not talking about the content of the words. I'm talking about the presentation of the message.
It's just
You
him.
know, you know, it's like you would think if you're gonna be an orator with purpose, you would work on your vocabulary. You know, I hear some of the simplest adjectives and adverbs repeated because he didn't know the better word. You know, and not that has anything to do with his ability to make decisions, but
that's part of it.
Part of it is the way you look. It's the way it presents, right? We have to present strong. We have to present powerful and present like we know what we're doing. We know where we're going. Because right now, everybody is like, we don't know what's about to happen. Everybody, us and our allies have no idea. They're like,
But they know something's about to happen.
you know, something's about to happen, right? And then we don't know what he's thinking. You know,
We'll see.
and that in essence becomes why the idea of Space Force is so goofy,
Yeah.
right? Because we didn't trust the origin of the information,
Not at all.
right?
And speaking of that, I'll have us close on that part of this. Let's get through this week to see what happens with these indictments, so we'll know where Space Force goes from there.
You think they're gonna go anywhere though? You think those indictments are gonna go anywhere?
Okay, let's for a moment inform the audience the indictments.
I'm just gonna say, if you, I'll give you exact. To go find out about that, I'm gonna give a little plug real quick.
Oh, just say it real quick.
Hold on. If you go to a good explanation of them, if you go to on Twitter at Write Smitty, WRITE Smitty, SMITTY.
Yeah, but I just wanted you to summarize it real quick.
I'm just.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, be able to break down the indictments pretty good. So we know at this time there has been about 22 to 23
Yeah.
set of indictments from all different forms and factions of a certain, governmental presidential size, if you will. And our Mr. Number 45 decided to piss off our intelligence community with his words over the
Does not
over
care.
the last few days.
Yeah.
So with that, it's kind of you're putting people on the spot to say, "Oh, that's how we feeling."
Right.
Let me bless you real quick.
Uh-huh.
So there's going to be some blessings coming up.
So on that note, let's jump to that cut of the week. Bless us with that track.
Another night and I'm alone. Another message on the phone. Fall in love with someone just to move on. She could be misread and I'ma do wrong. Wish that I could feel another way. And every thought inside me is to blame. And I don't wanna answer cause I can't. Yeah. Okay, let's get started with you. You're like everything I could ever want, and maybe more than that if I'm true. But girl, every time you call, there I go building a wall. Cause I hate myself so fucking much, it's hard to let you fall. Look, we fuck good and we hang out, and I like the way that you laugh. But I can't help that my mind works in a way that's pushing you back. But I wanna shake this off, like, I wanna make it last. But I got a voice inside my head that won't let me do that, yeah. Another night and I'm alone. Another message on the phone. Fall in love with someone just to move on. She could be misread and I'ma do wrong. Wish that I could feel another way. And every thought inside me is to blame. And I don't wanna answer cause I can't. Girl, I gotta work on myself before I give my heart to someone else. And this is not me crying out for help. This is just a product of my health. I know that shit ain't fair to you. Don't know what I gotta do to keep myself from hurting you. Cause I can't help that I love you, and I can't help that I hate it. Can't expect you to sleep alone in this bed of lies when I made it. Another night and I'm alone. Another message on the phone. Fall in love with someone just to move on. She could be misread and I'ma do wrong. Wish that I could feel another way. And every thought inside me is to blame. And I don't wanna answer cause I can't. 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 And I don't wanna answer.
So I'm gonna start this off, and what I'm gonna say about this track is this: I like the track. It's decent. It's decent. I do like I like all the effects. I like the different changes, like in the beginning and the end. You know what I'm saying? Like the reverse kick and stuff like that. I love when people do that and think uniquely like that. What I would prefer not to be there is the auto tune on the verse. And the only reason I say that is because it makes me feel like I've heard this track before.
It does sound like you heard that before.
Yeah. It if I put this next to like a Lil Yachty or a Lil Uzi Vert or a Lil Pump, be the same track.
Yeah.
It sounds like you got one of our mumble rapper friends to give him pointers on how to create a track, because the track in the background, the music itself is reminiscent of some of these other tracks, the little cat tracks. Yeah, but he's not mumble rapping. He's actually got something to say.
He does have something to say, and that's what throws the whole thing off, right? Is because, okay, I can deal with the beat being recognizable in that it's part of that genre of mumble trap, right? However, if your beat's gonna sit there and you want to stand out, then it falls on the vocals in order to stand out. Whether it be the effects, whether it be the words themselves, right? Whether it be something crazy happening with the hook, right? I wouldn't even be mad if the hook went into like some orchestral stuff and really just threw it off and became anthem and then real, chill back out afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like, I feel like something needs to happen to stand out. Yeah. Right.
Well, I felt it didn't have any passion. Like, it just felt flat and dry. Like, it was an okay track.
For sure.
What y'all think, trash or trophy? I think it was like right in the middle.
I can see that. Yeah.
It was right in the middle. It was like, it was okay. It wasn't just complete trash, but it's nothing to really brag on.
Right.
But I think they could have had a little bit more passion in those words. Just felt, like you say, sounds like everything else.
Yeah. And like, the drum pattern didn't really change throughout the track. So the drum pattern remained the same. I do like the hook though. I like the over enunciated.
The first guy, did you say that?
Well, that's all him.
No, it had two guys on there.
He just does voices.
What?
Yeah, he's
okay.
super talented.
Extremely talented.
He's super talented. That's why I'm being as critical as I am, because I know how talented he is, because I've watched a lot of his videos. He's super talented, like voice impersonator. Like he can change his voice to sound like almost anything.
Oh man.
Right. So both of those people are him. So that's why I'm saying, like, I like the over enunciated. What was that?
No, it was me.
Okay, well, I like the over enunciated hook, right? And when we got to the verse, we kept the auto tune effect, and I'm like, take it out. Like,
he's got a great voice. That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I've heard. All of his two other albums that he's put out has been mostly him, just raw voice, and it's great.
He has the talent and capability to be another Donald Glover. He truly does.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because he's funny. He can do multiple voices. He can sing, right? And he's a gamer. Like, he's a really good gamer, right?
He got to be young.
I mean, he's like late 20s?
Yeah, mid to late 20s.
Yeah, mid to late 20s. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he's right there. Like, I want more from somebody that's talented. You know what I'm saying? I want something that's gonna, like, kind of change the game. Create your own genre. Like, he has the ability and the knowledge and the talent to create your own thing.
Be in his own world.
Yeah. Like Donald Glover, like Childish Gambino drops a track, and it's completely different than everything else you're hearing at the moment.
And that makes him stand out every time.
Right. He just released the summer pack with the Summer Magic, right? And it's like completely different than everything else we're hearing right now.
Yeah.
Right? And it puts you in a space like, yeah, can we get back to this? You know what I'm saying? And that's what's amazing about Childish Gambino. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think Jay Cyrus has the same ability. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna.
On a correction, he's 31.
He's 31. Okay, cool. He's our age.
I'm not gonna repeat or reiterate what you've said because you said a lot where I was gonna go with mine.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But no, you're fine. I mean, that's just we're seeing the same thing, which is a good look, to me for him. I will say, in addition to that, what I see, what I can hear from that, like you said, if he just redefines his sound to his own, and I don't want to say he's going to be mimicked because then it sounds like I'm telling him to become somebody else, but I get a sense of a little going back to that summer pack, which makes me think about summertime and being out skateboarding and kick push. You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say the name. Purposely, I won't say the name because I want him to still be defined as his own person. But that vibe is what I'm talking about. That vibe. You know, he can bring that vibe back that's missing.
What he's saying is, when you go to the cookout, don't forget your food and your liquor.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the name, though. I'm not going to say the name, though. But that's what I'm hearing. Like I feel that he's that next up at bat with that sound. Okay. Again, not mimicking, not just adding to it, not just cookie cutting it, but that sound that's missing. Oh yeah, that's what I'm getting from this right there because it's missing. Right. And it's nothing against the artists who are doing it, but it's just. Man, let's just be real about it. I mean, mumble rap's on a high attack right now. So it's missing. It's missing, so.
I feel that.
Another good way to look at it.
Yeah, no doubt. So we've come to the moment in the cut of the week section where we do what we always do, cause we've listened to the track, we've talked about the track and all aspects of it, right? And now it's time to vote on it. Trash or trophy, right? So we're gonna start with you, the mighty Quinn.
Let's say, if I have to give it a vote, I had to say trash.
Yeah. Why you say that?
I don't know, man. I just feel like I was expecting a little bit more. The beat was real nice, and whenever we got to the lyrics or the vocals, it just sounds flat to me. I don't know. Like it's missing something.
I respect that.
It's missing something.
I respect that. I respect that. MrBroadcast.
Man, I'm gonna say it like this. There's a caveat attached to this that I'm explaining, and it's gonna get a trash because of what I just said. Give me your voice. You give me your voice, and it's a straight trophy. But I need your voice in this. Yeah. Because of the things I've just said. Right. Yeah. That is the only thing that's stopping it from being a trophy. Because I feel like you're harnessing the energy you don't need. Give me your energy. Yeah. Give me your energy. Don't harness this other energy. Right. Let me feel your words. Right. And let me feel your sound.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess that's kind of how I'm feeling too. Let me feel those words. I didn't feel those words.
And it's just because of that. It's that help. It's just like you being a sound guy. This. It's as simple for me. This is as simple as saying this. Take out the feedback so I can hear what you're saying.
Real talk.
Bottom line.
Real talk.
It's only trash because of the feedback. I can't hear what you're saying.
Gotcha.
Okay? You let me hear it, and you've got my attention.
Gotcha.
For the whole endeavor.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. What you got?
Yeah, I guess to compound on what you guys are saying, this track is trash to me. However, I will probably end up buying the album once he's got it all together, just because I'm a fan.
Yeah. I think this one falls in the same world as like the when we first did like the Jaden Smith Icon, right? I do listen to that track all the time.
It's a good track
because it's a good track. It feels good and everything. However, I think with Jay Cyrus, he's more talented than this, right? And I want to challenge you to step into the shoes of your talent, right? I want to challenge you to be better than people say you are, right? Because you can. Don't do something this simple when you're capable of so much more.
Correct.
Right? And so for that reason alone, I give this a trash vote, because it's not going to go on my playlist, because I don't think it's a good representation of what I've seen on those YouTube channels and how talented you really are. That's it.
It's not trash because it's trash. It's trash because we know you can do better.
Correct.
It's like the athlete. Sports reference. I'm sure you can probably grab this. Stay with me on this. It's like when Michael Jordan said, Charles Barkley was 20 times the athlete I am. He just didn't put in the effort.
Ooh.
It's the same thing. We're not saying you're not great, but just give us your greatness.
Yeah.
Right.
That we know. We're holding you to a standard by saying this is trash.
Right.
We're not saying it's trash. But if we're going to hold you to a standard, you have to live to that standard, because we know what you're able to do.
Yeah,
that's
real
the
talk.
bottom line, man.
Real talk.
Constructive criticism. I'm not going to let you walk out the door like that. I'm not going to let you walk out the door with the tweed on.
Right.
You know?
Right. You step in my studio, I'm gonna demand a lot more, bro.
Yeah. Because we know you can do it.
Yep.
Right?
You sit down and record with me, and greatness will happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that, because I'm not. If I know you're this great, I'm not gonna let it walk out.
Okay.
He's saying, come back out to New Orleans. We got you.
We got you. We got you. We got you. Because I have recorded some trash where I just had to let it go, because
You had to eat it.
It was just trash. It was
had to
just
eat it.
like,
I'm a one more sports reference in with this one, because I've been holding on. I've been needing a reason to use this one for a while. And I'm going to say it this way. Do you want to be Robert Ory and carry to 7 championships? Or do you want to be MJ and win your 6 championships? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I have no idea what that means, but but I guess it makes sense. Those two said it made sense.
Yeah,
I
it
trust
does.
them.
It makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Just like trust the people around you when they tell you that you're better than this.
Yeah.
Trust your fans. We're your fans, right? We do watch your stuff. I laugh at the Fortnite videos. They're hilarious, right? I've heard the talent. You know what I mean? You're better. Be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have come to the end of the show. This has been a fun show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been a good talk. I like this talk.
Yeah.
I like this talk. I like this vibe. Right. This is dope. So look, if you want to come and vibe with us on the channel, go ahead and like this video.
Boom.
Right first, then subscribe, so you can see when we drop the next videos, and make sure you hit the notification button so you know when we drop the next videos. So after you do that, right, because you're about to do it right now, when you do it, this message is for you after you do it. Right? Welcome to the Mad Rational family. We out.
This is just a product of my health. I know that shit ain't fair to you.
Before you get started,
Yeah.
I just want to say, I love you guys.
Love you too, man. Love you too, man.
Rudy, the big mother father on the other side. You're an awesome addition to the show.
Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Balance.
it.
There's balance.
I'm just silly, man. That's all I am. Very silly.
There is balance. So you have 2 guys who've been in the military and 2 guys that have not.
And with respect to single guys and 2 guys.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
It's balance.
And 2 dark-skinned guys, and
Wow.
2 light-skinned guys.
Yeah.
well, 1 extra light-skinned guy, and 1 like
I don't know his legs about your
one like
color.
almond color light-skinned guy.
I gotta be almond color now.
Yeah, like I'm caramel, you're almond.
No. He's been
So
in the sun.
together we make a Snickers.
Yo,
Hey,
stupid,
hey.
bro.
2 guys with glasses, 2 guys not. 2 guys who shave, 2 guys not.
Oh,
Balance.
2 guys with hair.
dude.
2 guys.
That's true.
Dang.
Balance.
Just hey.
2 guys that work at the same place. And 2 guys that don't.
We're gonna need you to grow
Hey man, I
some,
still got baby beard. I can't grow it. I got baby beard, man.
2 guys
Wait.
with Apple Watches.
Wait, do
2
you have
guys not.
tattoos? Do you have tattoos? 2 guys with tattoos.
Uh-oh.
2 guys not.
Damn. Hey, bro. Yeah, maybe I did bring some
Balance.
little balance, man.
Balance.
You know?
I mean, all those things right there add topics. If you just think about that later on right now. All the topics we can talk about. The topic of topics.
Topic of topics.
That's a segment in y'all show, man.
That is.